Welcome back to the Top Notch Documentaries YouTube channel. All of us use the internet, some of us use it every day. The internet has been a revolutionary invention, something that has helped many people connect with one another. Networking with like-minded individuals has never been easier, especially on gaming platforms. But one chance interaction online would change a family's world forever. In this episode of Cases from the Past, I'm covering the tragic tale of the murder of Breck Bednar. I hope you enjoy. Breck, who was described as loving and intelligent, had befriended a 17-year-old by the name of Lewis Daines in 2013 whilst online gaming with his 6 real-life friends. Daines owned servers in which Breck and his pals used. They were taken in by the 17-year-old, who claimed to be a computer engineer. Breck saw Daines as a tech guru, according to his mother. Daines was technical and inviting, almost like a mentor figure to Breck. She was aware of the time that he spent chatting online and was very concerned that a 17 going on 18-year-old who often claimed to be in New York working was choosing to spend time talking to 13 and 14-year-olds online. It concerned her that much that in late 2013 she actually contacted police about the stranger who was altering her son. His words had a stranglehold over Breck, who she could tell was being manipulated by this stranger. Over time, he actually refused to attend weekly church service and his personality was shifting towards something else. Unfortunately, little if any action was taken by the police. Those who possess a manipulative personality are well versed at controlling people, and those who try to restrict their grip are made out to be the enemy. This is what appeared to happen over time between Breck and his mother. She openly spoke on the manipulation and danger of this stranger to him, but he didn't want to hear it. Daines told Breck how bright and good at computing he truly was. The manipulation had been consistent for many months now, and so it comes as no surprise that Breck wasn't aware of the danger that he was in. Many of us were likely naive to the dangerous people in society at age 14 after all, and sadly this naivety would ultimately lead to the demise of Breck Bednar. Daines had told Breck and his real-life friends that he ran a successful company out of New York, and Breck believed all of these fabricated claims. He'd made millions in Bitcoin and had worked for the US government. He had an air of mystery, and it's easy to see why Breck and his friends all looked up to him. All of the boys seemed to be under Daines' spell, but Breck especially. But Breck's mum wasn't fooled. She had grown more suspicious and despised this stranger talking to her son and his friends. However, despite her efforts, like limiting his time spent online and even banning him from talking to the stranger, Breck would find ways to hear Daines out. If Breck had realised the reality of the situation, he wouldn't have been speaking to Daines. The reality was that Daines was not the success story that he presented himself out to be. He wasn't even 17, rather 18. He was living by himself in Essex and was unemployed. Years earlier, he had been accused of raping a young boy and possessing child pornography, and for these serious crimes, no consequences were ever implemented. Daines continued to tell outlandish lies like how he was going to Syria to become an aid relief worker. Breck's friends began to catch on that he was bullshitting them, and had been for a long time. They weren't all that enamoured by him anymore, and became sarcastic toward him. As a result, Daines focused his full attention toward Breck. His friends tried to warn Breck about the division that he seemed to be causing, but Daines planted seeds of doubt about the loyalty of his friends. They were saying mean things behind his back, and he felt the responsibility to tell him this. This put Daines even more in control of Breck. Daines' influence was so controlling that he even caused Breck to quit Air Cadets, a hobby that he'd been passionate about not long before. Daines had isolated Breck from his friends and his now former self. He wasn't smiling as much and he wasn't his happy self. Breck was being groomed, and he and his family ended up having a family meeting to discuss the situation. In the recording, which was secretly recorded by Breck at Daines' request, Breck stuck up for Daines. He told his parents that he distanced himself from Daines, but this wasn't the truth. His mum then took away all of his computer equipment to ensure that he stuck to his promise. Breck didn't approve, and continued engaging with Daines. In February 2014, Breck travelled 30 miles by taxi to Daines' flat in Essex. He hadn't told his family, pretending to visit a friend and to stay the night. They all believed that Daines was no longer in his life. What transpired next is not entirely clear, but at some point during the day, Daines tied up Breck and stabbed and slashed him in the neck. The following day, he confessed all over the phone to the police. He twisted the story, claiming self-defence and that Breck had attacked him. The forensic evidence didn't match any of these false statements. Daines had purchased duct tape and condoms weeks prior to inviting Breck over. This shows that he had a sexual motive for the crime. He had attempted to destroy computer evidence but failed in doing so. Having investigated further, police learned that Daines had told Breck they had wanted to hand him over his company. That was the reason they had gone to meet him. Lewis Daines was eventually given a life sentence for committing a murder with sexual and sadistic intent. Following his murder, his family and friends were left traumatised by his absence. His good spirit was gone forever, but some good would come from his cold and calculated murder. His mother often speaks in schools or on the radio, raising awareness about online grooming. It's a really important topic, and young people and parents really need to be made aware of online grooming. It isn't going away, and these people are out there, and young people being impressionable are the easiest targets of online predators. This has been the Cases from the Past episode on the murder of Breck Bednar. As always, thank you for watching.